Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Saturday. It is the 5th of December 2020. It's Cigar Mile Day from Aqueduct, and I'm going to look at all the stakes races, including the Cigar Mile. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. So let's get to the stakes action. We'll be looking at races 4, 6, 9, and 10. The fourth race from Aqueduct, Road to the Kentucky Derby via Aqueduct. It is the Remsen Stakes. Grade 2 purse $150,000. Race for 2-year-olds here. Only 5 horses are going to the main track. The distance of ground 1,800 meters, or one lap around the Aqueduct main track, which is 1 mile and 1/8 in circumference. 1,800 meters, a mile 1/8 in the Remsen. And I show the diagram. It just gives me a second to look down my notes. Just bear with me. My top selection here, I'm going to take the number 2 horse here, known Agenda. We'll go 2-5-3-1 in the superfecta. 2-5-3-1 super. Top selection of 2 horse, known Agenda. This 2-year-old colt by Curlin. Top Fletcher trains. John Velazquez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of November here at Aqueduct. A mile and 1/8 in a main special for $80,000. And the horse won by head that day from a wide poster. He was wide around 2 turns, but he stalked. He got the lead, and then he held on to a very nice victory. If he saved some ground, I think he probably would have won by a lot more. But coming here today, lower post track, it's a little closer. I think he could really run a good race. His debut, I just think it was at the wrong trip at Belmont. 6.5 furlongs in main special weight for $63,000. He finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. He didn't break that well. It was very wide, but he was closing up well late. It wasn't a bad race. Keep in mind, the winner of that race won next start out, but he's been training well at Belmont. Another longer trip at drawn well today. Johnny V up 8-5. I think he's a very likely winner. The 5 horse 10 for 10. This true colt by Frosted. You have to use him in the multi race, I think. Shimon he trains. Jose Ortiz gets them out. He placed in the Nashua most recently at Aqueduct, where he just couldn't stay the trip late. But I think slowing it down on the front end around a 2-turn trip at 2-1, I think he could also get the job done. We'll definitely, like I said, use him in the multis. But to recount my selections for the 4th from Aqueduct, it's the grade 2 Remsen. We'll take the 2 horse Known Agenda as a top selection. Also give kudos to the 5 horse 10 for 10. We'll go 2-5-3-1 in the superfecta, 2-5 in the multi race. The 6th race from Aqueduct now, it's the Go For Wand Handicap, grade 3 purse $100,000. Race for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters, with the mile trip here on the Aqueduct main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here on the Go For Wand. My top selection, we're going to go to the rail to the 1 horse Nona Madeline. We're going to go 1-5-3-6 in the superfecta, 1-5-3-6 super. Top selection, 1 horse Nona Madeline. This 4-year-old filly by Candy Ride. Top Fletcher trains. John Velazquez gets them out. 4-5, crap price, but this horse has been running much of the best buyers out of anybody in this race. Most recently in the Turnback Alarm here at Aqueduct, mile 8th November the 7th. The horse finished 3rd by 3 3/4 lengths there. He stalked, he had the lead, but then just kind of caught late. What can she do? Cutting back to a 1-turn mile, lesser quality horses. I think she's in a more realistic spot to win. 2 back in the Lady Secret at Monmouth, mile 16th, October the 7th. The horse won by a nose, stalked, got the lead, and then just took off clear, earning a 94 buyer. That was a very exciting victory for this horse. And then before that, though, in the Chuvy at Saratoga, mile 8th, the horse finished 8th by 6.5 lengths there, and was stupidly wide that day. You need to save ground around 2 turns at Saratoga, especially around 1 turn and around 2 turns, and this horse just had nothing there. Like I said, the wide poster got to her. But before then, the Summer Colony at Saratoga, mile 8th, the horse won by 1/4 length. She stalked, she got the lead, and then she took off clear. A very, very good race against some decent quality horses in that event. And then before then, the Ad Elegance at Gulfstream, her most recent race around a 1-turn mile. She finished second by 2.5 lengths there. The winner, Latrusco, ran a terrific race, but this horse, stalked and ran a very good place there. But cutting back to a 1-turn mile, 4-5, I think she's a very likely winner. A horse to possibly blow up the board would be the 5 horse Stand for the Flag. We'll use her in the multis in the late pick 5, which begins with this race in the second leg of the pick 6. Most recently here over the last winter at Aqueduct, wasn't running bad at all. She's going to have to jump quite a few buyer numbers, but she's been training well. At 8-1, we'll use her, but Nona Madeline is a very likely winner. So to recap my selection for the 6 from Aqueduct, it's the grade 3 Go For Wand Handicap. We'll take the 1 horse Nona Madeline. Also give kudos to the 5 horse Stand for the Flag. We'll go 1-5-3-6 in the superfecta, 1-5 in the multi-race. Let's go over to race number 9 now from the Big A. The 9th race from Aqueduct, it is the Demoiselle Stakes, grade 2 purse $150,000. Race for 2-year-old fillies here. We have 8 of them going 1 lap around the Aqueduct main track, which is 1,800 meters in circumference, or the mile and 1/8 on the Aqueduct main track. 1,800 meters, a mile and 1/8 here in the Demoiselle. I'm going to take as a top selection the number 3 horse, who is Meal Fuel. We'll go 3614 in the superfecta, 3614 super. Top selection of the 3 horse Meal Fuel. 2 filly by Curlin. Belmont trains. Joel Rosario gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 23rd of October here in New York at Belmont. 1 mile main special weight 77,000, and the horse won by 4 lengths there. And basically had a dream trip. She stalked, she got the lead, and then she quickened up going away with it. 7-3 Buyer, very, very good run. Coming here 2 turns shouldn't be a problem. I think this horse is really seeing on a good race, and I think she has a very bright future ahead of her. 2 back on the 26th of September at Belmont, 1 mile main spice weight 63,000. The horse finished second by 3/4 length. She stalked, she got second that day. She got around the race course well. So it's what you want to see in a debut where the horse doesn't win but places. Nothing bad there. She's been training very well on the training track over at Belmont, better with every single workout. Like I said, around the 2 turns shouldn't be a problem. And like I said, I think with her pedigree, she looks like a kind of horse that, thinking down the line for next year, doesn't look like a half bad horse to win the Alabama at Saratoga over the 1.25 mile trip. 7-2 will use her here. Your second likeliest winner, I think, is the 6 horse Cafe Society. Sugar McGahee trains this Tiro filly by Empire Maker, another horse with the pedigree, should get the Alabama trip. Most recently in the Tempted, over the mile trip here at Aqueduct a few weeks ago, the horse finished 3rd by 10.25 lengths there, and just never really got into it. The winter mile had everything her own way, but around a 2-turn mile and eighth, which I think this horse has been really crying out for. I think the horse really could run a good race. Broke the maiden very easily over the sprinting trip at Belmont. Another horse training well at Belmont. 6-1, we'll use her in the multis, but like I said, that Meal Fuel, I think she has a very good future ahead. But to recap my selection for the 9th from Aqueduct, it's the grade 2 Demoiselle. Let's take the 3 horse Meal Fuel. Also give kudos to the 3 horse Cafe Society. We'll go 3-6-1-4 in the superfecta, 3-6 in the multi race. The nightcap, the 10th race on this wet Saturday from Aqueduct. It is the Cigar Mile. It's a grade 1 event going for a purse of $250,000 race for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Aqueduct main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here in the Cigar Mile. And usually it's run Thanksgiving weekend, and for years, every few years actually, it was always run on my birthday, because my birthday is 25th of November, which was last Wednesday. I saw quite a few good Cigar Miles on my birthday, but I think the best was Discreet Cat winning it in 2006, and putting on a show in that race. But this race always comes up good. This year, it's good, but not as good as past years. But I do love a horse here, and that's going to be the 1 horse Performer. We're going to go 1-8-2-6 in the superfecta, 1-8-2-6 super. Top selection 1 horse Performer. 4-year-old colt by Spicetown. Sugar McGahee trains. Joel Rosario gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 17th of October at Belmont. Muddy but herald going, 1 mile and optional 80 claimer, and the horse won by 1 3/4 lengths and off the bench at 30 cents to the dollar. The horse didn't break that well, but after that, basically, he got everything his own way. A dream trip. He stalked. He got the lead. Quickened up nicely. First off the 11-month bench. All around good race. Come to grade 1 quality horses. Not the world's toughest grade 1 today. Back to Aqueduct where this horse ran his best numbers ever. He should really run a good race. 2 back in the Discovery here at Aqueduct. 1 mile and 8 last November. The horse won by 1/4 lengths there. And he stalked, got the lead, and then he held on to a very nice victory, being some very tough horses there. And then before that, an option 6-2 at Belmont, a mile 16th last September of 2019. The horse won by 1 3/4 lengths. Everything on the front end. He just kept going. It's been a little bit of tricky time to keep him on the track, but when he's on the track, he always runs these great races. He's a winner. He's only lost once. That came in his debut at 3/4 mile here at Aqueduct in November of 2018, where he just had a horrible beginning, and I think that cost him. After that, broke the main at Belmont in June of 2019 very easily. Won at Saratoga from a stupidly wide poster and a stupidly troubled trip to win easily there in 2019, and then, like I said, won Discovery, won last time at Belmont. Training well. We'll use him. Your second likeliest winner, I think, will be the 8 horse True Timber. His Beyer numbers haven't been half bad since moving to the Sisterson barn. I thought he ran a very good place in the Lafayette at Keeneland on a track that wasn't playing towards closers. If he runs, the Lafayette or even the race at Keeneland in July, I think he can win here. He's 8-1 on this track, and he ran here last year to a decent 3rd place finish, and I did pick him, I think, last year also. At 15-1, we'll give him a shot. Like I said, since moving to the new barn, he's been really running these good races. But to recap my selection for the 10th from Aqueduct now, it's the grade 1, $250,000 Cigar Mile. We'll use the 1 horse Performer as a top selection. Also give kudos to the 8 horse True Timber. We'll go 1-8-2-6 in the superfecta. 1-8 in the multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.